Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today my order arrived, which has taken quite a while with travelling and stuff at the moment and trying to get packages across, but it's here. And this is a bundle which is free for literally, we've only got a couple of weeks to go, so if you want it, you need to get it really quickly. It's called Berry Blessings. It has lovely raspberries and blueberries or black currants, loganberries, whatever sort of little fruit you want. Lovely little sayings, two-step stamping, and it comes with designer series paper as well. So it's a larger bundle, which means that you have to have placed an order for £90 to be able to get it. But I'm going to just show you some of the paper because it is just lovely. You've got the blueberries on one side, and then you've got a really nice blue check on the back. You've got the strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and loganberries, all the fruits together on that side, and then on the other side you've got a green check. You've got blackberries or blueberries or raspberries or you know, berry fruit on that side in purples, and then you've got a purple on the back. Beautiful strawberries, and on the other side you've got a red, which is rather nice. So we've done those ones, and then on, let me go in on this one, there is another piece as well. So we've done 4. Let me just get those out. I have cut them down a bit because they've arrived, and the first thing I do is to cut my paper down that I can use it. There's this one with the raspberries, and this side, oh my goodness, it's just a beautiful leaf pattern. Go with so many things, really love that. And then there's this one, which is larger images of strawberries and little flowers and leaves, and they coordinate with, which is something that I've got, I'm not going to do it today, but we'll be doing lots of it later on, is the Sweet Strawberry Bundle, which is a stamp set, and then you've got a coordinating punch. Really good value bundle, and as I say, we're going to do lots with that one. But that punch, that will actually punch out all of these, and you've got the little stalks, that'll punch out the stalks, and you've got the little flower, which will take the flowers, and the leaf, which will take the leaf. However, you don't need to have that because you just need a pair of scissors, and then you can cut it out as well. And on the other side of that, you've got a red check. So just wanted to go through those because I know some of you don't get all of the celebration things, or you know, aren't sure about what to get. So I try and sort of show you ideas with it all. Okay, so we're just using this, and we're using the papers. So what I've thought was, I did cut out, as I've said to you, a few of these, and you can see that's a strawberry, little leaf, and some of the little flowers, which, as I say, I think are really, really pretty, and they'll just add as an embellishment on a card. So we're going to go to the first one. What I've done is I have cut the I've done some of it in preparation, otherwise it'd take too long. So what I've done is I have cut my bases down, and again, I'm not giving you measurements as such because it's different UK to US. So I have just cut a, what I would do as my matte piece. For me, it's 3.5 by 5.25, but that's UK measurements. And then I've just got a mat, which is 1/4 inch wider. So for me, that is 3 3/4 by 5.5. Okay, and what I've done is I've taken a sheet of each one, and I have just very simply matted it on a coordinating colour. So we have got 1, 2, 3 of those. I've got one more that I need to do. and I'm doing this just a little bit differently, so I thought I'd show you that, and then we can go on about making them. So very simply on this one, because the blue matches perfectly, I want that to go in the center. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my wet glue, mount this on, and you can take Night of Navy, which I've done on one of them. You can take the Misty Moonlight, any form of blue that you want that you can pick it up. So you can take darker or lighter. I just want to make sure that my fruit is hanging in the right direction. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. And then I'm going to adhere it to a card base. So we've then got those all ready. And quite often I will do that if it is something simple. Now, you can cut your sheets in half, and you can have one half one side and one half the other side if you wanted to. Or you can do it just like this, where you've got the whole piece. Because the paper is just so lovely. Says me trying to do this under my light and get it nice and straight. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because it is such beautiful paper, I really love it. I want the paper to be the star of the show. So I'm going to take the first one, which I have already done to make it simpler. So this one I mounted on the black. Love the fruit hanging down. And what I've done as well is, which I quite often do, I've taken a mixture, because again it depends what you've got, but I've taken a mixture of die cuts. Okay, so we've got some circles from the stitch shapes. Just put these out in sections so I can see what I'm going to use. We've got some squares from the stitch shapes, or a square, a couple of squares from stitch shapes. These are from the labels, so again the stitch ones, and these are from the rectangles. So I've done some from the rectangles. Now, if you haven't got any sort of stitch shapes or things like that, you can just cut yourself out a square or a rectangle or something, because what we want to do is we want to, which I have done with this one, we want to just have that going in on the center so that all the paper round shows and gives a really good sort of representation. So I am going to, with this, I've just stamped on this one, which has got the wishing you the very best. And we're going to put this down in on the center. Now, you can use dimensionals or you can just use glue. As I've turned around and said, depending where you're posting, sometimes you have to pay more if you put too many dimensionals and things on. So I'm putting this sort of roughly in the center, just putting it down. And then I have cut out 2 of the strawberries. So I thought I would have the strawberries sort of coming down in the corner like that. And so I'm going to put this one down first. This was an edge piece, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be overlapped. So again, you know me, I tend to not waste anything. If I can make use of something, I will do. But this is a really simple way to do a lot of cards. Have it, which way we're going to have it? We're going to have it sort of that way, I think, like that. And then this one is going to come in on top like that, maybe just down a little bit, and then I'm just going to have a leaf tucked in coming out like that. So I need to put this one down. I am going to get some dimensionals out. So hang fire just a second while I grab some dimensionals. And here we go. get those out, then we can have a look at these ones, can't we? So I'm going to put this one down with dimensionals because I just want that to be a little bit proud. I'm only going to put one because our dimensionals are very good and stick really well. So I'm going to put this one in over the top like that, just sort of coming down like that. And then I'm just going to have this little leaf sticking out from underneath. So you've got just a little bit of dimension coming in on there. As I say, if you're worried about your postage, then just do it all one layer with glue, and it very simply just, we're going to tuck this little leaf in, and I'm just going to have it so that it comes out over the edge a little bit, because that adds just a little bit. So that's the first card, and as I say, all it is paper, and all I've done is stamp the sentiments. So that is really, really pretty, really like that. So let's work at doing a bit of stamping. I haven't done any on these yet, so let's have a look and we're going to do this one. And I wanted to put a piece of the, where is it? I had it out a minute ago, didn't I? I wanted to put the blue piece in over the top. So let me just find where I've put that. Says me, it's always not where you think you've put it. Okay, maybe we'll do this one. We'll do this one later. We'll do one of those, and hopefully I'll have found that little piece in there which I said I'd put on the side. If not, we'll do it without. Okay, so let's take this one, which is the sort of raspberries, loganberries, and I'm going to put a rectangle on this one, I think. Yes, probably. So let's have a look and see. We want to have, if we look at the leaves, these ones are going to be these sorts of leaves. So let me just have a look. I want the fruit and I want the leaves. So the leaves are two-step. So let me just get the leaf out. And as I say, it's the first time I've used it. So put this one out of the way so it's not actually in the way. And we need to make sure we've got those colours, and we're going to have that leaf, which is going to be the outside. So I just need to have a stamp. I need to get some blocks out, so let me just get a couple of blocks. Might have that one and we might have that one. I think that'll probably cover most of them. So this will go on here. So I'm just going to put the block down. Now this obviously is the first time of using it, so I don't want it to be too, I tend to sort of rub it off. Sometimes you get a little bit of a what do you call it, a bit of residue. I'm just thinking about what I'm doing here. So I'm going to have this up in the top like that. I'm then going to, let me take my scrub on here, clean that off, and then we need to fill in the inside. Now we've got lots of different greens coming in, but let's take this one out. I love them when they're new because they stay really, a bit of rubber on there, they stay really stick nicely to the sides. So on this one, let's put I need to get a green out. What have we got? We've got a bit of I want to do a palish sort of green, so I'm just grabbing my Pear Pizzazz, which is a paler green. I don't want it too dark, so I'm just going to do this one because I know that this gives quite a nice sort of pale green in on here. So this is the first time of using it, so if you look through you can see whether you have got it where you want, and it looks as if it's got shading on it. So we need to line this up. So let me just try and get it lined up as best I can under my lights. Give it a press. Oh yes, look at that, that's lovely. So we've now got a really easy two-step stamp on there. And then we need to put some of the raspberries in. So let's get those. And the raspberries are going to be in, let's put this one back in here. So we've got two lots of raspberries like this. So I've got the inside and I've got the outside. I always tend to do the outside bit first because for me it's easier to see from the outside. And I'm just going to put one raspberry down on here like that, and then we're going to two-step it because I want my sentiment and stuff to come out. So let's have a look at this. As I say, it's the first time I've used this one, but I think it is it's a very pretty set, and I'm trying to do things fairly sort of simple so that they will be perfect for anybody who's starting out as well as somebody who's more experienced. Now, I haven't got a bright red. I've just got myself a new cherry cobbler because we can't get hold of ink refills at the moment. So I'm just taking that up. It's going to give it a nice dark. Do I want to stamp it off? Let's have a look and see how bright that is. Yes, I do. So we're going to ink it up once. We're going to stamp it off once, and then we can put it in over the top of this here and just again line it up as best as we can. Pop it down, and you've got this lovely bright berry coming through on there. Now, if you wanted to put several of them on, you could do. And you would need to mask it. Now, what I'm going to do is, because it looks as if it's just sort of hanging off a bit, very easy way to attach it to the branch is to take a little black pen and you can attach it that way. However, we also have a little stalk. So let's have a look and see with this little stalk whether I've got the angle right for that. I can do it, but what I need to do is, it's not going to have too much of a stalk on it, so I'm just going to put it down on there, and I'm going to take the Pear Pizzazz again to just give a little bit of a stalk piece in here. So if you take it just on the edge of your pad like that, what you should be able to do is to just be able to put it up that way, just be able to get the stalk part in without the other. So I'm just going to put that little stalk piece in over the top like that, which has come out in, I probably should have done that in the black, shouldn't I? But I'm not that fussed because I just want to give it a bit of colour. So I'm going to, let's put the inside piece of that in like this, and then it'll just give it a little bit of the green on the inside. So let's just give that a bit of a stamp, and we'll put that in, just in like that. Okay, so now you've got your berry sort of attached on there, which is rather good. Now we need to just put a sentiment in. So I'm just going to put this one back, or put it down there for now, because we're probably going to use it for the next one. And let's have a look and see what we've got on here. Bountiful Blessings. That's a nice sentiment, isn't it? Bountiful Blessings. Okay, let's take that one out. There we go. And we'll put this one in. Now, because it's a sentiment, put it down first. Let me have a look and see if I've got... Will it go in on here? Yes, it will. Okay, bountiful blessings. And again, I'm doing it in the black. I'm going to stamp it off once because I say it's a new stamp which I haven't used, and then I'm just going to put that down like that. So we've got bountiful blessings in on there, and then that can just go in on the center like that. So that will work quite prettily, won't it? Okay, so that's sort of a second one. Not too sure about, I think I need to have more of a stem or something on there, but we'll have a look. Now I want to do this lovely blueberries or black currants, or and again, am I going to do a big one or am I going to do a circle? I think I'm going to have a circle on this one. Yes, I think a circle will work nicely. So on this one we need two. We've got these blueberries, so we've got, and they're 3s and 3s, which is quite interesting, and these have only got 2 on them. So let's have a look at this leaf on here. We've got an outside leaf and an inside leaf. So I'm going to put, this is the outside one. So let's take this one out. And we'll put this on here like that. So that's going to be our outside. So let's try and see how that's going to come. Let's put it in like that so we can get the most of it on there that we can. Like that, which is rather nice. And you've got the little bits for the blueberries to go on. So I'm going to take this on here, and we're going to take the blueberries, so we'll take the outside of those, and I would assume that they will, with a bit of luck, they should fit, because they're designed to, I think, go onto these stems, but I don't know yet because I haven't tried it. So let's put these on here, and before I do it, we need to take them. Yes, they will. Okay, so I need to have, this is going to be in the Pacific, oops, no it's not. Black first, then the Pacific point. So black for the outside, and then that's going to come, they come at the bottom. So when you have blackberries or blueberries, those little bits sit at the bottom. So I'm hoping just by doing that, oh yes, look at that, that's very good. So that attaches to there, which is rather good. Take that out like that. Then we want the inside piece. I'm just putting these all down here for now so I can see where I'm going with them. So we're going to take the inside piece out. I love this because it's got beautiful shading on it, which as I say is really good. So again, put it down so that it relaxes, then pick it up. Then we need to do it in the Pacific point, which will work perfectly. So give that a nice tap with the Pacific point. And then we just need to line this up. And again, I'm getting, hopefully won't get my head in there too much. Just put that in. It might have gone just a little bit low, we'll have to see. Yes, just a little bit. So I'm just going to take it up just a tad. because then it'll almost come two coloured. That's better. So you've now got your blueberry on there, and then we need to do the green part of the leaf, and I think I really need to use Granny Apple Green for this because that Pear Pizzazz is a bit too dark. I'm not as keen on that, so I'm going to do this one with the inside piece again of this leaf, which is again a new one, so you have to pull it out carefully, relax it down first, particularly when you're doing inside pieces, and just put that on there. And then I'm going to grab the Granny Apple Green because I think that is going to work a bit better. Now with these papers, you can always, on all of our papers, have a look on the outside and it will tell you exactly what colours are used. So if you want to match it up perfectly with the papers, which as I say will work up really well, and I need to have a look and see how dark that is. Do I want it that dark? Yes, I do. Okay, so we are going to take this, and again it might not be perfect because I'm trying to do this with my lights above, but I'm going to try and get it as best I can. Put that in over the top, and you've got these lovely green on there. And again, I could have stamped off, might have given it a little bit paler. Have a look on the stamped off. Yeah, it might have done, but I think that will work quite well. So let's give that a quick clean off, and we'll put this one, whoops, in on here, and it's going to come on this one. But what I want to do is to take this and put this over the top, because I think that will look quite nice with that over the top on there. So you've then got your blueberries coming through on there, and then I would just do a little sentiment and just cut it out. So let's have a look and see if I've got some little tiny pieces here. Yes, I have. So what I will do is, let's have a look and see what other sentiments we've got. We've got Bountiful Blessings, Wishing You the Very Best, which we've had. You Always Have a Way of Making My Day. I think another Wishing You the Very Best will work quite nicely. So let's take that one out again, which is, let me find it. I've still got that. Oh, I've still got that on the block. That's fine. So that'll work easily. So let's just take that with some black. Might actually work with the punch. Let's have a look and see if I can do it with the punch. So I'm just going to put that down in on there. Oops, that didn't work very well, did it? Two sides of a paper. Turn that over that way. That's better. Bountiful Blessings. I think that's really nice. And I'm going to get my classic label punch and see if it will. Might not, but it might just. Have a look and see. Yes, it will. Look at that. So Bountiful Blessings will work in on the going quiet while I just line it up perfectly. To just come that way a bit. There we go. Just fits. but that will work perfectly. So we can put that one on there, this one in on here, in on the center, and then we can have our bountiful blessings just coming through on there. Probably will work. So that will give us another one. And then what else have we not used? I think we've used most of the fruit and things. Oh, we haven't used that stem properly, have we? So let's have one with the stem. And so I'm going to take this stem first, and let's get a little block for this stem, because I think that that will work perfectly. So that's the outside. So I'm just going to put, we'll have a one like that, and then the raspberry is going to come down there, isn't it? And I might have another one just coming down that way. Okay, so that's sort of two just put in. And let's just give this one a, I'm concerned about it going on too long, so I'm going to probably not get all of them finished, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of how you can really sort of build these up quite nicely. So this is the inside bit, which we're going to do in the granny apple green, and this time I am going to stamp it off, because this granny apple green is quite bright. So that's the inside. Let me stamp it off once and see. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it off once, and then I'm just going to put it inside. That's much better. So with the granny apple green, stamp it off once and then put it in. Okay, and then we're going to have a look. We're going to do it with, this is going to be on the purpley one. So let's have a look with that one, and we're going to put, what can we do with the purple? We want these raspberries again, so let me take the outside, and then we've got the inside here. So the outside one is going to come in, get a little block. Okay, so this one is going to go there and there, and it's going to be black on the outside, and then I'm going to do it with the Blackberry Bliss. So we're going to put this in here, and it looks as if it should line up. Yes, look at that. It lines up perfectly with that. So there's a little divot in just there, which lines up with that little point on there. So let's just take that round. Excuse me if my head's coming in, but I want to try and get that as high up as I can. That looks really good. Okay, so that's definitely the way to do that one. And then we're going to have the inside piece in. It needs to be a blackberry type one, so let's have a look and see. Yes, I've got some Blackberry Bliss out. So again, I think this is going to need to be stamped. Blackberry Bliss is quite a dark colour, so stamp it up and go 1, 2. Yes, so inking it up first, stamping it off once, and then putting it in on here, and again just trying to line it up as best I can. That's better. So stamp it off once and then put the other one in down on here like that, and then you've got two really lovely blackberries, which, you know, these stamps are just beautiful for cards for the summertime, because it's that even though celebration is only for a short period of time, you know, once you've got it, because it then retires, you can never get it again. So it's one of those things that, you know, you can then have a really nice time stamping these up during the months when the weather's really nice and you want a stamp set with lots of sort of flowers and things in. And I'm just looking to see for sentiment wise, you see again I could have this Bountiful Blessings in here, which is quite nice. Maybe put that in on the top. I would probably do another one to sort of come off there, because it's quite nice if you have them sort of all the way over. Or I could do, let me do a leaf on this to just fill it in a little bit. So that is sort of a blackberry type leaf, so I'm going to just add some of these to just fill it in a bit. So let's just take this, whoops, and I'm going to take this one, I'm going to move it into this corner because that's going to be my sort of rubbishy bit, and I'm going to take one that way so that it sort of comes off. That's better. And I might take another one just sort of in on there. Right, that's nice. That sort of filled it in a bit more. It was looking a little sparse, so I wanted to grab something that filled it in. Then we're going to take the inside bit. I love fill-ins because they are so quick and easy to use. Just grab this fill-in piece, and we're using the Granny Apple Green, but second generation. Really needs to be second generation for this because it just doesn't work. It's too dark, unless your ink pad, I suppose, isn't very juicy. Mine is. So stamp it off once, and then we're going to take this one, which is going to come, have to put it in on here. And then just put that in on there. So that's that one. It's lovely. I do like these, apart from my first one, which wasn't the best. But again, it's the sort of thing that when you're stamping, you're just using inks and paper, and it's quite nice to, you know, experiment. And if you're using little panels like this, then if one doesn't work, doesn't really matter, because you can just move it out of the way. So we can put this one on here. Yes, I really like that. That blends in beautifully. That's probably my favourite one so far. And then, as I say, you can put this Bountiful Blessings just sort of in on the centre like that. So that will work on that one. And as I say, I'm not gluing them all down. I will by the end. So what shape haven't we used? We haven't used this one, have we? So we could put this one down on here, and then just very simply I'm going to use some of these cutouts which are statically stuck to here, and take these, because this is quite fun with these little flowers. I do quite like them. So if we take this piece and we put our strawberry coming out of the side, and then we put the little flowers on this one. So what sentiment are we going to have this one? Wishing you the very best. I quite like that on there. So we'll have a, what's the larger one? We haven't used that one, have we? I can't remember what it says, but we'll use it anyway, because then we've used everything in here. And as I say, I shall probably come back and show you some other ideas once I've got to grips with the ones that are going to be my absolute favourites. but we haven't got much time to you know, demonstrate and show you different things before you won't be able to get it, and then we'll be on to new things. So it's a good way to show you. Now let's take this out of the way. So that's the one we're using. I'm going to put this, you always have a way of making my day. I quite like that. So we're just going to put that straight down in the middle like that. You always, a lovely font, that is beautiful. And then we are going to very simply put this one in on, let's move those ones out the way. Put this one in on the center like this. We're going to have the strawberry down at the bottom, and then we're going to have the little flowers round it. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down because I like the way this one's going, and I think as well the fact that the paper is, you can cut out all of those little images to match in with the paper, and all you need is a sentiment. It makes for really quite quick and pretty cards. So we'll put this straight down on there like that. You always have a way of making my day. We'll put the little strawberry just hanging out the bottom, and I'm going to do all of this with just with glue, because then that can be posted nicely and easily. So we'll put this one down there like that, just coming out of the bottom, just one. And then we're going to have these little flowers. So we've got some dark ones, we've got some lighter ones. In fact, I think they're all light apart from one. So I'm just going to tuck these and put these just sort of in between, and then maybe have just like that round it, because I think that works quite well, because you're bringing then the flowers in. So let's put this in like that. So have that one next to it like that. We'll just put these ones up like this. And this one down. So you could put it up with dimensionals if you're happy with sort of the height and your postage isn't too much. I keep going on, banging on about the postage, don't I? But as I say, it does shock me sometimes, the amount of postage you have to do to get into. We have little slots, and you have to put it through the slot to see how it goes. That, you see, I think that's lovely. So this paper, and I could have actually tucked a leaf in if I wanted, but there weren't those leaves on this one, so I didn't really want to do that one. So let's have a look and see what we think of these. That one I really love. I think that's worked beautifully. This one I really love. I think this has worked beautifully. That one's worked beautifully. Not too sure about this one. I think, as I say, that is too dark, and I needed to get my stem coming down so it was hanging off. It's too far up, so we don't like that one. I will change that and do something different with that. And then this one as well. And I think that these two are probably my favourite, but I do like this with the blackberries on there. I think those colours look beautiful. So a way of doing lots of very simple, easy cards with this lovely free combination. So it is the Berry Blessings and the coordinating, what's the paper called? Very Delightful designer pattern, designer paper. So both of those are free at the moment for a £90 order before the end of February, so you've got a couple of weeks. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe, please stay well, and please be kind. Bye bye.